Y'all caught me. I'm trying to finish my sandwich. See who we got in here. No one.
Supercharge your rewards with Google Play Points. Go play.
Okay, Susan, where are you? There's Wilson. Hi, Wilson. How is Wilson doing this evening? Great. And there's Paula. Hello, Paula. How's Paula? Country boy. Hello. Randall from North Carolina. I'm originally from North Carolina. What part of North Carolina are you from? You're welcome, Wilson. I hope they grow good. Give you plenty of hot peppers. And if they grow peppers, don't forget to save your seed out of them because you can plant them next year. And Donna. Hello, Donna. How's Donna? Got Wilson, Paula, Donna, country boy. I'm doing good. I got half of my yard, or about half of my yard mowed this morning. Uh, I come in, showered, rested, waiting for it to cool off. There's Susan. It's 102 right now. And it's, what, 7:38? I didn't get a chance to notify Connie or Gladys, but they should have got notified if they have their all notifications turned on. Susan messaged me a little while ago. She said, I just realized I don't have nothing to do. You need to go live tonight. Gonna make chili with peppers. That's gonna be some hot chili. Those peppers are pretty warm. Maple Hill. I'm from a little town called Atkinson. It's about 15 miles from Burgaw. You know where that is? The hotter the better. Well, they're pretty hot. I mowed from about 7 o'clock this morning till about 10 o'clock. And I was so wore out and hot and tired, I had to come in the house. I showered, put on clean clothes, and just rested because it's got too hot out there. And I had half an intention of getting out there now and doing it. But Susan gave me a good excuse not to get out there and finish mowing tonight, so I'll just get out there first thing in the morning and do it. Sure do. I have a tornado today come through. No damage, thankfully, but I have traveled into Wallace and Kenonsville. Yeah, like Wallace is about, 20 minutes, 15 minutes from where my hometown is, Atkinson. Buddy, no. Little buddy come in for some treats a little bit ago. I gave him his treats. Then he was over there scratching on my back door wanting to go out. And he'll destroy the door frame. So I had to open the door and let him out before he just tore my door frame all to pieces. Yeah, Wallace is good too. I got some friends that bought property over just outside of Wallace. They moved from Florida to Wallace. They bought property there, and then the guy's brother that I know here in Texas, he also bought property right across the street from them. And he's in the process now of selling his house in Lake Jackson so he can move in that house he bought across the street from him full time. I own property back there too, but I've never been able to do anything with it to put a house on it. It needs a lot of dirt fill because you know how the property is around there. It's all lowlands. It's really wet. And everybody has to haul in dirt to build up the property before they can put a house on it. And I've got to do that. And I don't know how much dirt it's going to take. A lot, I know. And I just didn't have the money for it. I had already had part of the property cleared. I had a driveway put in. So I went to that expense just to realize it was so wet. You couldn't do anything with it until there was a lot of dirt hauled in. And there's Gladys. Hi, Gladys. I hope you was getting a notification that I went live. Yeah, my property, I don't know if you're familiar with Tuckahoe Road, but my property is on Tuckahoe Road. After I bought the property, my mom built a house just down the street from where my property is, and she lived there until she passed away a couple of years ago. But I've never been able to build a house because, there's so much that's got to be done. I don't know if it'll perk. I know it won't right now because my brother bought an acre from me and he said he couldn't get it to perk. So I know I've got to put a lot of dirt in there. And there's Jesus Saved Me. Hello. How are you doing? And Betty Blue. Hi there. Beth Hammond. Hello. I'm so happy all of you could come in. I didn't plan to go live tonight, but Susan texted me a little while ago, and she said, just realized I didn't have nothing to do tonight. She said, you need to go live. I said, okay. So I'm live. Gives me a good excuse not to get out there right now and finish mowing. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll just have to go outside later and put my mower up in the shed and lock the door and bring it out tomorrow and finish. I wasn't too anxious to go back out there. I spent enough hours this morning to, mowing, and I really didn't want to get back out there tonight and do it. So how's everybody's day been? Wilson says rent it out for camping. I can't. I mean, you got to have at least dry dirt, dry land from to park a camper on. It's too wet. And especially when you get a heavy rain, it looks like there's a big pond right in the middle of it almost, but it's not. It's just standing water because there's nowhere for it to drain off. I need ditches cut around property, especially where I would be putting a house for drainage. I need a lot of dirt hauled in. And I'm not there to do it. I don't know who to get to do it for me. My brothers are there, but they're working. They don't have time to take care of my business. Oh, you made fajitas for dinner. Where's mine, Betty? You like the food in that video this morning, Gladys? It was pretty good. I ate every bit of that okra. What I didn't eat that I fixed in my plate in the video, I ate last night before I went to bed. I ate the rest of that okra. It was good. I love fried okra. Heavy rain on the way. Not here. I don't know where Jesus Saved Me is at, but there ain't no rain coming here for a while. And we're going to be in the triple digits for about 2 weeks. And I don't see any rain in the forecast at all. So where are you at, Jesus Save Me? Pasta for dinner tomorrow and with burgers. Oh, that sounds good. North Carolina, yeah. This time of year, North Carolina gets a lot of rain. And where my hometown's located, they get swamped with rain and a lot of water. My property stands in water when it rains so much. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I can't be here and there. So, and I don't really have the money to pay to have tons of dirt hauled in right now. I mean, I just don't have it. 100 degrees where you're at today, Beth. Oh, goodness. I don't know, Gladys. She should have all notifications chosen. And if she does, she got notified that I'm live. I don't know if she's got that option or not. I don't know if she ever chose, to be notified. Or if she chose all notifications. And there's Susie Ann. Hello. 119. Oh my goodness, in Arizona. It was 102 today. It's dropped down to about 98 right now. But it's still too hot to get out there. My poor plants. They're just flopped over like, oh my God, they're burning up. And I don't blame them. A lot of them are out in that hot sun. And I can't, I can't put shade cloth up over my whole yard. I just need to quit planting so much. And there's Donna. Hello, Donna. And Kevin Ward. How are you doing this evening, Kevin and Donna? Temperature dropped in St. Louis. It's fantastic. Yeah, it'd be fantastic if it would drop at least in the high 80s here. But I don't expect it to anytime soon. It's not Thursday yet, Wilson. I gave them to Thursday. And I'm going to see if they show up in Thursday's chat. And if they do, I can get their mailing address. It was Jarn Michael, I think, that won it, and I forgot who came in second. But yeah, I'm going to wait till Thursday night, tomorrow night, and see if he shows up in our chat. And if he does, I'm going to try to get the mailing address from him so I can send him the ring. And there's Caleb. Hello, Caleb. How you doing this evening? I don't know what time it is where you're at. Probably morning or midday. Because I know you're a lot earlier than we are. Yeah, it's miserable being so hot. you can't get outside and do anything. And I have to sit here and watch my poor plants just flop over. At night they'll perk up a little bit, but you know, if you can't give them a little bit of water about every day or every other day, a lot of times I lose plants. And I did water them down good Monday, and this is just Wednesday, and they already are suffering just because of the heat. I mean, my pepper plants will kind of droop a little bit from the heat, but as soon as nighttime gets here and the sun starts going down, they kind of perk back up. I mean, they like the heat and they'll produce good in the heat as long as you keep them watered. But I've got squash, you know, I've got okra. Okra doesn't mind the heat, but you got to keep it watered good. And I was out there mowing, and look what I saw. I noticed on my, whoops, I dropped the wires here. See there on my counter? That's another big handful of those foot-long beans. And you know, I cooked the first bunch that I got already. Look at this. Look how long that bean is, y'all. Now, that is longer than, that's about 2 foot long right there. That's a 2 foot long bean. Isn't that weird? They call them footlongs, but they get 2 feet long. And I got a big pot full of them I'm going to be cooking tomorrow. So if y'all like beans, plant you some foot-long beans. They grow good in the heat as long as you keep them watered good. Yes, and your cooking video was great. Well, thank you, Kevin. Yeah, I got pole beans and foot-long beans, and some of them get 2 foot, sometimes 3 foot long. Yeah, pole bean. I planted two different kind, the foot-long beans and the pole beans. So both of them get extremely long. But they're almost the same kind of bean. They grow the same way. They get really long. And I have better luck with those than I do regular green beans. Wilson says, I have an idea for your next game. Have a second chance game. What do you mean a second chance? You have to win the ring all over again? Is that what you mean, Wilson? Love you too, Caleb. And there's Laura. Hello, Laura. How are you doing this evening? Says, hi, Linda. The heat, humidity was killing my tomato plants. Got out and put golf umbrellas on post over them to protect them. Now with the hurricane coming on our way, we got no sun and lots of rain. Well, it ought to do your plants good. If you're getting a lot of rain, as long as the wind, if you get high winds, the wind don't tear your plants up. My new position of camera view is great. Well, thank you. And there's Debbie. Is there a way you can turn on closed caption? Sometimes they are on. Thank you. Yeah, there is. I mean, you have to go into the settings and do it. I've done it before, but I don't remember how I did it. I'd have to go through there and see. Do you need closed caption on? Yeah, I imagine it is. They get a lot of the rain and the hurricane and all that stuff. Beth Hammond says, gotta go. I'm a moderator on a show. Okay. Well, you have a good night, Beth, and thanks for coming by. Meant was someone does not win the first game, have a second prize game. Yeah, but somebody's going to win the first one because even if there's 5 people playing, somebody's going to get more points than the other one. You leaving us, Kevin, or you staying? You just telling Beth good night. He says, take care. I don't know if he's talking to all of us or just Beth. Maybe we just have a game. What, tonight? Or tomorrow night's our game night. No, I'm here for all time. Okay. And there's Dis and grandkids. That's so nice to see you. How are you doing this evening? Oh goodness, so you're in the path of the storm, Dennis? If you are, just hunker down. That's all I can say. Hunker down. Yes, I did get more gifts. I haven't showed them yet. Oh no, Susan said her internet just went down. I don't think I put my phone on um, do not disturb. I'm liable to get stuff popping in on it. We can always just enjoy trivia and share no prize. Yeah, we did that for a little bit. While I was sitting in here cooling off, I've been trying to learn how to do this scarf pattern. Not a scarf, but it's a shawl. I was going to make one if I could and send one to my aunt who just turned 90 years old this summer. But I don't know if I'll ever get the hang of it or not. I started it. I got about 6 rows on it. Ripped it all out, started again. I've started over 4 times already trying to figure out these stitches. So I don't know if I'll ever get it made. I'm trying though. But I said I'm sitting in here and I can't get out in the heat and do any more work than I've already done this morning. Because it was what, 8, 9. I was out there for 3 solid hours mowing. And it wore me out in the heat. You can tell I've been mowing. And I wore my mask out there. But I'm still coughing. No, they didn't, Dennis. Thank God. And I hope they don't. They're not welcome here. Laura says, watched your barbecue chicken patio potato salad squash episode. Had to make some potato salad. It was so good the family gobbled it up. I had to hide it behind stuff in the fridge. Well, thank you. I'm honored that they liked it. I ate all my potato salad that I made. It took me a few days to eat it, but I did. And I took a bunch of the chicken off of the bone and kind of shredded it up and put it in little containers, and I stuck it in the freezer because I didn't want to eat it all, like day after day. So it's up there. I can pull it out anytime I don't want to cook. So now I can just get me some buns and make me a chicken barbecue sandwich with it. Okay, Kaylin, well, good luck on your job. You live long time and have good health and happiness, wealth, and all the good stuff. We'll see you next time, Kaylin. And there's Donna. We can't do GAL, gap. I don't know what you mean, Donna. You can't do gallons, or I don't know. Internet went off and on. Is it storming where you're at, Susan? Well, thank you, Kevin. I appreciate you saying that. What can't you do, gal? I misread that. I couldn't. What is she asking me? The sun got to my brain. Even with the mask on, I breathe allergy stuff. I breathe pollen and all kind of stuff out there. Meaning I'm calling you a neat chick. Yeah, I got that finally. I read it 3 times and I read it wrong all 3 times. And I said, what? What is she asking me? That last time I understood what you said. It's like, oh my God, the sun has burnt my brain. There's Grandma Teresa, hello. Laura said she misses living in Texas. What part of Texas did you live in, Laura? Sometimes I do, Wilson, when it's not so hot I can't stay outside. I mean, I barbecued that chicken, but I did it in the house. I did it in the crock pot and then in the oven with a broiler. I had that cough drop stuck on my gum back there. There's Connie. You finally got in here. I didn't notify anybody. I didn't even know I was going to go live. And Susan texted me. She said, I just realized I don't have nothing to do tonight. She said, you need to go live. I said, okay. Next thing I knew, I'm live. I didn't send out messages to anybody. Except Susan, because she's the one that asked me to go live. I said, where are you? Well, I cooked it in the crock pot for a couple of hours. And then I took it out and put it in the pan and put the barbecue sauce on it and put it in the broiler to kind of crisp up what little bit of skin that was left on it and, brown the outside of it a little bit with the sauce on it. And then you got to take it out, turn it over, do the other side, put it back in, take it out, flip it over, put more sauce on, put it back in. You're supposed to do that about 4 times. But that chicken is good. It was good. Oh my goodness, it was good. San Antonio, Austin, Houston, Freeport, Texarkana, went to college in San Marcos. Wow, you've been around, girl. So where are you at now that you miss Texas? I wish you could be here to join me when you have a barbecue. Yeah, it'd be nice. Virginia, okay. Virginia's not a bad state to live in. Susan thought tonight was trivia night, so she rushed around so she'd be ready for tonight, and then realized it wasn't tonight, it's tomorrow night. That's okay. I can handle another live. It doesn't matter. Oh, but I do want to show you. This was on my front porch yesterday evening, or last night. I didn't even know it was there till I opened my front door and looked down, and there was this package and something I had ordered myself for the garden. I ordered lime to go to my watermelon so it will prevent that black spot coming on it. I haven't put it to it, but hopefully I'll get it out there tomorrow. And I know who this was from, but offhand I can't remember their name. But they told me they were going to send it. And I hate it that I don't remember who it was. A Rebecca keeps coming to my mind, but I don't know. I don't want to say it was her. But they asked me for my mailing address. They sent me a email, and I sent it to them, and this is what they sent. It's another sprayable and portable oil bottle to put your olive oil and stuff in, which I think that's neat. This one's made different than the other little one I've got. I have to figure out how to work it. Oh, there it goes. You can pour it. See, you can flip the top up and you can pour oil out of it. Or you can close that and I guess spray the oil with that little lever, and the oil comes out right there because it's got the thing down in it. I haven't tried it yet, but I will. But thank you for sending that. I mean, that was sweet of you. And I can't believe I can't remember who sent it. Let me see if I can find the email. Because I hate it that I just now forgot who sent this. And she'll probably expect to see it tomorrow. And there's Peter. Hi there. How is Peter? Yeah, I think it was Rebecca. If I can get into the first email. She was the one that said that she could take my email address and find my mailing address on Google. Huh. She doesn't say in here what. Oh, here it is. Sending you a new olive oil spray bottle. I think you will enjoy it as much as I do. So it was Rebecca Bourne. Is she in here tonight? Did we see Rebecca? She'll probably be in chat tomorrow night. And I'll have to show it again. Because she'll miss seeing me open it. My friend took me to Branson for my birthday. Was in a very bad wreck. Her husband, and although they will make it, it's going to be a long recovery. Oh, that's terrible. Do you know what happened in the wreck? I mean, what the circumstances were, Susan? But I think you told me about that already, but I was wondering, what the situation around the wreck was. Yeah, I don't know if Rebecca's in here tonight. Did we see Rebecca earlier? I don't know that she's going to be in a brace and has broken ribs and tailbone, but she's going to be she's going to need surgery. Oh, wow. Yeah, kudos go out to Rebecca Bourne for sending me this really sweet looking oil bottle. Spray or pour. Yeah, I don't think I saw her name earlier. I'm looking back, but I don't think I saw it. Oh well, maybe she'll come in before we go tonight. I don't believe it. I just let little buddy out the back door. Now he's at the front door wanting in again. He wants a rerun of his treats. I know that's what it is. What was your question, Dennis? Let me see. Let me go back and ask and find out. Did she run into her husband? I think her husband was in the car with her. If that was your question you were wondering about, Dennis. Yeah, I think it was the husband and wife both in the car. I hope he didn't leave already, because I was looking back to see if Rebecca was in here. I didn't even see his question till now. But he was asking Susan. I think he was joking. He said, did she run into her husband? Little buddy, my goodness. What is your problem, little guy? Did you not get enough treats a little bit ago? Huh? I'm not going to let you eat this whole... It's about gone, and I just got it. He loves those catnip treats, but they're about $9 or $8 and something for the container. And they've already went through all of it. There's about a handful down in the bottom of it right now. Because he wants the treats instead of the food. He'd rather have the treats. And he thinks he's supposed to get treats every time he scratches on the door and you let him in. So he'll continually come to the door wanting in because he wants more treats. He's not a fool. He's a smart cat. Her husband was driving. Was it somebody else that caused the accident? I mean, what happened? Do you know? I know. There. You don't know? Okay. I thought that's what you said when I asked you before, that you didn't know the circumstances around the accident. You just know they were in an accident. Read back, I told you. Okay. Well, like I said, I missed some of the... Oh, they were... I missed that statement, Susan. They were coming up on a wreck ahead of them, so was almost totally stopped when a delivery truck coming behind them didn't see it and hit them full speed from behind, taking off the back of the SUV. Oh my God. That is terrible. I'm sure they had seat belts on. I mean, I don't think anybody rides around today without seat belts on. Because, you know, if the cops happen to stop you or see you with that belt not up on your shoulder, they will give you a ticket. They'll stop you. Oh, no. People upstairs have their music loud. I'm ready to go knock on their door. You need you a long pole that you can bang on the ceiling. Tell them to calm down. Kathy already had trouble with her back. So, yeah, this is just going to make it worse. You probably told me all that before, Susan, and I just forgot. I've been through so much stuff, done so much. It's been a while. I've slept a couple of times, too, since you told me so. Yeah, that's terrible. I hate it. I hate to hear that anybody's in an accident like that. I hate to hear that anybody's in an accident at all, but, you know. Are they both still in the hospital, or was either one of them let go home, or did they keep him in the hospital? Oh, I know a lot of people, just like people driving around with no insurance and license on their car. Drive with no valid driver's license. Shatika Wood Crocheting, hello. It's funny that you should come in, because I've been, since it was too hot to get out there and mow the rest of the day, I mowed from 7 to 10 o'clock this morning, and I only got about half the yard done. But I got so hot and tired I had to come in. So I showered and rested, and then I started learning how to do this crochet pattern for a shawl. And I said if I could get it made, I might send it to my 90-year-old aunt. She just turned 90 this summer. And I wasn't able to go to the big birthday bash they gave her. They gave her like a picnic birthday party out in her yard. And I said, well, if I can ever get it made and it looks halfway decent, I'll send it to her. But I don't know if I'm going to get it made or not. Good evening to you, Shatika. Her daughter said Kathy was able to get up 2 times with a lot of help and transfer to the chair. Oh, wow. So it is that. That's pretty bad. But her husband will have to have surgery. That is so bad. I'm so sorry that happened. Hi, Patty C. What are you up to? Hi to all our chat family and silent viewers. Linda is appreciative. Thank you for that, Connie. I see we're missing Rebecca. We're missing Cindy. They may pop in. Because they weren't expecting me to go live tonight. So if they didn't have their all notifications turned on, they weren't notified of it. So well, yeah, goodness, yeah. To be able to go down to see her husband, that was good because she would have just laid there and worried herself sick. He would have been in the other room worried himself sick over her. It'd be nice if they could get them in a double room together since they are husband and wife. But they may have them in different wards or something. I don't know. Yeah, that's what's wrong with me right now. I wore my mask, but I'm still coughing ever since I came in. And I do have honey. I need to. I I usually take it every day. That oh heck, I can't think of the name of it. That concoction I made that you take like a spoonful of it a day and it's supposed to help your allergies. Sometimes I forget to take it, and I didn't take it today. I forgot it. But it's got honey in it. We have to get some Linda. Get some Linda's channel. Loved your Southern breakfast video. Glad. I'm so happy when I hear people say they love watching my videos. Life with Pippin time. Hi, Linda. Glad to see you. Your subscribers taking up for you with all those goober trolls complaining on this morning's video. Keep up the good work. I haven't even looked at the comments, so I don't know that they've been complaining. Maybe I need to look. I haven't even checked my comments. I didn't know that I had complainers on my videos this morning. I'm at 6,959. Guess what, y'all? 41 more subscribers and I'm going to hit 7,000. Well, this is the first comment. It says, hi, Linda, that sausage, cheese, and pasta looks... Join me for a real Southern meal. They made a good comment on it. But, you know, I know sometimes they're not all good. I like Original View better because it's not so far away. Well, actually, it's just as close. It's just at a different angle. Huh. It might have looked like it was further away. Just close, different angle. Here's one that says, Linda, I love your Southern cooking. I read some of the comments on here, and boy, people can be so rude. One commenter did say you should put out a cookbook, and definitely agree. Love your cooking. Well, thank you for that. I get more good comments than I do complaints. I really do. It's just once in a while I get somebody that's going to fuss about it. It says, Linda, I have had no problem of seeing what you've been cooking, as you've always put the camera in the right place and always been good videos. Keep smiling. And here's one that says, you can also coat the okra with buttermilk. Yes, you can. Just a little bit. And you should have just fried it in just a little oil in your frying pan like that, but it's going to be good anyway. I love it. Yeah, it's also good roasted. I love it just putting it in the pan and seasoning it and roasting it on top of the stove in the pan. Yeah, I'm reading my comments on this video just to see how many complaints I get. Okay, Cloudy Sunflower Field says, I see a very mixed opinion about the new camera view. I like it. Liked it the other way too, but I like this, and it seems like it's easier on you. Either way, I enjoy watching you cook. Well, I haven't come across a real bad one yet. I hope I don't. Here's one from David Fleming. I like the other angle better. It's easier to see what you're doing. Okay, well, I thought maybe the angle I had changed it to would have been a little better. But I've been trying different angles just to get opinions on it, so. And I don't want to shoot a video exactly the same view every time. I love the new camera view, Patricia says. Fried chicken video and a good salad. Oh, and this one says, all I can see is the back of your neck. Sorry. That's good to know too. But I watched the video before I posted it. I wanted to see what everybody else was going to see. And I didn't think it was too bad. I mean, I didn't know people actually wanted me to be looking at the camera the whole time I'm cooking or doing whatever I'm doing. No, I don't have a GoPro, Wilson. Can't afford one. Now I was a bit nervous about you on the ladder. Thank you, Laura. Yeah, there's always going to be somebody that has a different opinion, or they're not going to like exactly what they see, and I understand that. And this one says, I like your stretch meal cooking, no waste. That was from Joanne. I got a lot of comments. And here's one from a Gloria. She says, the only thing southern about the meal is the okra and the fried cornbread cakes. Oh, well. I don't remember what and all I cooked. What did I cook? Somebody tell me what I cooked. Fried okra. I did cornbread. What else did I cook? And here's one. It says, looks really good, Linda. I don't like okra, but my dad does, so make it for him. I like both camera views as I'm not picky. Some people you just can't make happy. Do whatever's the easiest for you in your kitchen. Love your videos always. Well, thank you for that. Mac and cheese with sausage. What's not Southern about mac and cheese and sausage? I grew up eating mac and cheese. I grew up eating sausage. Homemade sausage links, put it mildly. I mean, I ate mac and cheese growing up in the South. The next one says, very good video. I cannot take the view from where you have set the phone up. And somebody tells her to quit complaining and go away. Another one said, exactly, go away. Oh my goodness. Well, you know, like I said, I like trying different views to see which might work best. Grandma Teresa said she tries to watch every day. And Laura says, for real mac and cheese and sausage isn't Southern. I'll eat another helping of your potato salad. Hello, what planet are you some folks living on? It's all good. Love your cooking. Love your blouse. Really pretty colors are you. Thank you, Patty C. And there's Catherine. Hi, Linda. Hope this evening finds you and everyone else just tuned in. Mac and cheese is the bomb for sure. Oh no. This Mary Bowen. She says, I told my family about your YouTube channel and we all started watching, but now they all are complaining about the single of your camera or phone bad angles. We cannot see the close-up of what you are cooking. We are trying to find another YouTuber to start watching. Oh my goodness. Well, I guess I'll go back to using my old angle. And somebody else tells them, so just move on instead of complaining. And I just replied back that I'm trying different angles on my camera to see what works best. I mean, I appreciate criticism and I appreciate comments like that because it helps me when I set up the camera to know where to put the camera that everybody's getting the best view or the view that they like the best. And evidently a lot of people don't like the view that I had on my video this morning. Oh no, Gladys. Well, just watch on TV. And Wilson says, I'm going to fix fried egg sandwiches for dinner tonight. And Kevin says, no, keep on trying new things. Linda, I could watch your channel 24 hours a day. Well, thank you, Patricia. I'll be back. Going to get a bite. Been trying to get out loose goats back home. Oh, no. There's nothing wrong with your cooking videos. I can see what you're cooking. My suggestion is get a life and then live it. Yeah. Just like my neighbor, right? Just be, yeah, that's what I'm trying to be. I'm not putting up any big show. I was just trying to out different angles to where I could see which angle would work the best, how the videos look the best. But I guess most people like the old views better. But it doesn't hurt to switch around occasionally and just see what happens, Some people might like a new angle better. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, some people are not going to be happy no matter what you do. That they could tell me I'd look better standing on my head in the video. I could stand on my head and then they'd complain about it. I don't mind. Any view is okay with me as long as I can see what's going on. There you go, Wilson. That's what problem I had with my neighbor. She hadn't come to my house in probably a year or more. And she come down here on false pretenses just to act real sweet, get her way into the house, look around, take inventory, and then run down and run her mouth about everything. Oh, she's got this, and she's doing this, and she's got this, and this is like this, and oh my God, give it a little rest. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do, Patricia. I'm trying to give everybody the best view of whatever video that I'm shooting at the time. I mean, a lot of people want to see exactly what's in the pan. I mean, they want to watch it cooking, They want to see what's in the pot. And sometimes it's almost impossible to do that. And I had so much going on, I was trying to get a view to where you could see everything I was doing, from washing the okra and cutting it up to trying to fry it and fixing everything else too. So I don't know. I may go back to the table view where I've got everything strung out on the table and I'm cooking. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, I do too. I like real cooking. I don't particularly like to go and get stuff that's already pre-made and just heat it up. It usually costs more, and a lot of times it's not as good. You didn't see the video I put up this morning, Linda Pogue? Pog or Pogue? It was on okra, mac and cheese with sausage, and cornbread, and I had one comment that said the only thing Southern about it was the fried okra. I mean, hey, I lived in the South. I ate mac and cheese growing up. That's what I'm trying to do, Catherine, because, there's so many young girls out there that probably have never cooked in their life that might watch my videos. And I started at one point not showing how to cut stuff up. I just showed the main thing about cooking it, serving it, and that was it. And I got so many comments sent to me that, oh, you need to keep showing how to cut up stuff. Because there's a lot of young cooks out there that don't even know how to cut up food. So you need to show all that. They said, like me, I know how to do all that, but some of these young women out there may not, and some of the young guys that have never cooked before. They don't know the first thing about how to start preparing the food to even put it in the pan or the pot to cook it. Here's Brian P. Hello. Yeah, for a long time I got comments coming in. You take too long. Your video's too long. You need to cut this out. You need to cut that out. And I just simply replied to them that if I did all that, it's your video. It's not mine. And I left it at that. They never commented on it again. You're still intimidated on cooking white rice, just plain white rice. I used to cook just the plain white rice, and I still do, but I went over to using the parboiled rice. It cooks so much easier and nicer than just regular rice. But maybe I'll do a video on cooking plain old rice one day, and we'll see how it turns out. And Kevin says, thank you, Linda, for us guys helping us cook, or helping to learn to cook. Your videos are relaxing. Some people just love. Yeah, like I said, some people you can't satisfy. It doesn't matter what you do. They're not going to be happy. I taught you how to make gravy. And the gravy you make yourself is so good. Oh my goodness. And you're in control of the salt that goes in it. A lot of these gravy mixes are real good, but sometimes they have too much salt. Where are you, little buddy? Are you wanting out? I'm not giving you no more treats. I know that's what you're walking around here wanting. He'd come scratching on that door every 10 minutes if he thought he could get treats each time. And there's Michelle. Hello, Michelle. I use the 90-second rice. I use that quick rice sometimes too. But I really like the parboiled rice. You don't have to wash it or anything. Just put a cup of it in a pot. Put 2 cups of water in it. Bring it to a boil. Turn it down to the low simmer and put the lid on it and leave it until it's cooked for about 15 minutes. And you got perfect rice. But I'll do a video on just plain rice one time. I think I've got some, so I'm going to have to cook it anyway. I've not made any in a video, Wilson, but I can. Never used instant rice. Definitely a difference in taste. I've got some rice in those little packets, that's maybe like 2 servings. And you just basically heat it up in the bag. You pop it in the microwave and you got rice. But that was some that the anonymous giver sent in some food orders. And I just haven't cooked a lot of it yet. But I'm working on it. Oh, I even got a message one time that I needed to take my electric skillet and go put it under the bed. It was taking too much room on my counter. She said if you go put that thing up, you'd have more room on your counter. And she said, unless a subscriber sent it to you. Well, yeah, a subscriber did send it to me, and it's staying right where it's at. That's where I like it to be. I can move it if I need my cutting board up there. I don't use the big cutting board because it's easier to use the small one that I can just put in the sink and wash. Yeah, it's a lot different, Michelle, the store-bought gravy. It's definitely different. If you ever make your own and you learn how to do it right, you'll never buy gravy mix again. Because it's so easy to make. Yeah, I've never used a rice cooker, Susie. And Grandma Teresa says, I don't like gravy at all. It's nasty. Oh, I like me some good gravy sometimes on mashed potatoes or rice or pasta. Yep, nothing like homemade gravy, no preservatives. Yeah, and I don't like eating a bunch of stuff that I can't even pronounce what's in it. I don't know what I'm eating. If I if I cannot pronounce it, I don't need to eat it. I know, Wilson, that's true. Yeah, usually homemade is better. Unless you go out to a restaurant where they make everything homemade. That's pretty good too. It just costs more than you can make it at home, that's for sure. I mean, I didn't figure out what it cost to make that meal. The okra, what it cost me was the first original pack of seeds that I bought several years ago of okra seed, because I save my seed every year. So those okra that's growing out there right now are from seeds that I saved last year. So my seeds didn't cost anything. And I don't know how much it cost in water to, water just my okra plants. Not that much. Didn't cost me anything to cook it but a little bit of flour, a little bit of cornmeal, a little bit of oil. So my okra basically didn't cost me anything, hardly. My mac and cheese, I only cooked a cup of pasta, and the whole box didn't cost but, I don't know, $1.50 maybe. And I didn't even use but a fraction of the box. And then my sausage, I only used half a pound of sausage because I'd already eaten half of it. Cut it up 2 or 3 different times and put it in a hot dog bun and ate it like a hot dog. Because I didn't want to cook a lot. I gotta keep my eye on little buddy because he's going to go scratching at my door in a minute. And I was trying to think the cheese. I already had the cheese here. And you saw I only used about that much of the length cut off of that whole box of cheese. And that box of cheese is what, about, I don't know, $6 or $7, I don't remember. So I maybe used $1 worth of cheese, maybe. A little bit of butter, a couple of tablespoons, a little bit of milk. So it was a cheap meal. It didn't cost much. Let me let him out. Come on. You going? He says I don't think so. Come on, I'll give you some more treats. I know that's what you're wanting. But they're going to be gone. They're going to be gone, little buddy. That's exactly what he wanted. I gave him another little handful of them. But he's going to come back and want more. So, I mean, it was a real inexpensive meal. They're cherry. My cough drops are cherry cough drops. Yeah, I love potatoes. I like getting up in the morning if I've got time and frying me some hash browns, fry me an egg or two, um, maybe a piece of sausage or a couple strips of bacon. That's some good breakfast right there. I love eating it like that. And what I mean, well, home fries is what I call them. I just cut up my potatoes kind of small, throw them in a pan, fry them till they're brown and done, salt them a little bit, put them in my plate, fry me a couple of eggs whole, and I like to cook them the white done, but I like the yolk to be just a little runny, and then have some either sausage or bacon to go with it. Maybe a slice of toast. That's a good breakfast, y'all. Cheeseburger, hash brown casserole. Didn't I make that? Seemed like I made something like that here a while back. Oh, I love grits. Sometimes I'll make me a bowl of grits and I'll scramble me up a couple of eggs. I'll fry bacon or sausage and I crumble it all up and I'll throw it all in a bowl. Mix it up, put me some butter in there. Oh man, that is a good breakfast right there. Yeah, I've made corned beef hash sandwiches before. I love corned beef hash. Heat it up, put it on a bun, and put you some ketchup on it. Makes a good bun, a sandwich. Really does. I love corned beef. Susan, I will be again soon. I don't know what you're talking about. I missed a lot of the comments because I was talking and reading up some other comments. Kevin says, oh my God, yes, grits and eggs. Yep, I love them. I can just scramble up some eggs and throw it in some grits with some butter, salt, and pepper. I'm happy. I grew up eating that kind of stuff. Maybe I need to fix me some in the morning. Well, I got to go mow. I don't have time to make breakfast in the morning, but I might make breakfast when I come back in. Make me some breakfast for lunch, maybe. That might work. Little buddy, don't scratch on my door. See, I told you. He got his third little handful of treats. I guess that he got a fill of his treats, so he's ready to go out. So he went to the door and started scratching on the back door. About 15 minutes, he'll be around at the front door, scratching on the door, wanting to come in. Thank God my house is aluminum outside, so him scratching don't hurt it. Jawsy. Hello. Yummy all-day grits loaded for breakfast is my favorite. Yep, ain't nothing wrong with grits, I'll tell you. I grew up eating grits and eggs and homemade sausage from my grandparents' farm. Oatmeal. French toast. Pancakes. Susan says she's never had grits. Have you ever eaten farina? Some people eat farina for breakfast now. We used to when I was little. Mama would fix us a bowl of farina for breakfast, or oatmeal, either one. But farina is kind of similar to grits. There's a little difference in it. Yeah, I do when I can get it, Michelle. I don't get any out here. That sausage that I cooked, in fact, was part pork and part venison, which is deer meat, and it comes from Walmart. And I love it because it's a leaner sausage. And I like to cut up a length long enough to go in a hot dog bun, and that's my hot dog. I'll put me some mustard on it and pickles or whatever. Make me a hot dog out of the length of sausage. That's the reason I only had half of a package, to put in my mac and cheese. I had already eaten 2 or 3, I think it was 3 hot dogs with it. Yeah, farina's kind of like cream of wheat. But if somebody likes farina, they might like grits. Just with grits, you don't put milk or sugar in it, you put butter on them. And there's Linda Pogue. She says, yeah, grits and butter. Yep, that's good eating right there. And biscuits, yep. There's Cindy Sandu. Hello. I was wondering if you were coming in tonight. Sorry, I didn't plan this live. I just went live at the spur of the moment. Didn't know I was going live until Susan said something. She's the culprit. She made me do it. No, secretly, when she said something about me going live tonight, I said, well, you know what? I'd rather go live than go out there and finish mowing. Yeah, that's where mine came from, Jossie. I got it at Walmart. I always get it at Walmart because Walmart's the only place I can find it. That's what that was in the mac and cheese video this morning, was that it was pork and venison is what the sausage is. But I love it. It's not as fatty as a lot of the other sausages. Yes, it is, Michelle. Deer meat is really good if you know how to cook it. But like everything else, if you don't know how to cook something, you can turn it out really bad. And there's Frida from Warren, Ohio. Welcome, Frida. I guess I'll have to show this again. This is what my gift was. It was a olive oil bottle or spray bottle. It's got a spray on it and it's got a pour. So you can pour your oil out or you can spray it out. And that was from Rebecca Bourne. She sent it to me. And I was hoping she'd pop into live chat so she'd know that I was showing this tonight, but I haven't seen her yet. Yeah, they're pretty nice. I have never noticed them in the stores before because I never really looked for them. I had never used one. I've never seen anybody use one. So I never thought about it, but they come in pretty handy sometimes. Yeah, it's real nice of her. Because the other one I've got, it'll only spray. But this one has a spray and a pour on it. It has the spray right there with that lever. And then it's got a little catch up here. If I can push it back, where you open the top and there's your pour spout. So that's neat, I think. Real neat. I just wish she'd have gotten the notification to come into live. She's probably expecting me to show it tomorrow night. And I can show it again tomorrow, I guess. But yeah, it's real nice. Sprayable and pourable oil bottle. One bottle for both purposes. After the 18th, I'll be on here more. Oh, really? What's happening the 18th, Susan or Cindy? I don't know. It doesn't say Prime on the package. And you know, usually everything from Amazon shows Prime or something on it. But, I mean, it still could have come from Amazon. So, I don't know. I'm not sure where she got it from. It does not give a clue because it does not have a return address or anything on it. So, I don't know. We'll have to ask her if she ever comes into the live, either tonight or tomorrow night, and find out where she got it. Not sure how I ended up in your live. I was looking for true crime but found you. So hello. Isn't that funny? Well, I'm glad you got in here by mistake. Maybe you'll like my lives just as good as true crime or your crime. Yeah, true crime. I like to watch the true crime videos sometimes too. But maybe you'll like mine just as good in a different way. Timu. Under the label. Can't get the label off. Usually it has, I think it just has an arrow under the label. Yeah, it's just got an arrow under the label. I don't know what that is, but it's just an arrow. So I have no idea where it was shipped from, what store it might have come from. It could have been from just about anywhere. Amazon Prime. You think so, Susan? Oh, the arrow? Is that arrow Amazon? I never paid attention. Okay, well then she got it from Amazon. Because I know some packages I got have actual Prime spelled out on it. P-R-I-M. That arrow is Prime. Okay. Homemade everything. Hello. I remember teaching cooking class and young girls rinsed all of the blood out of their hamburger. How do you rinse all the blood out of your hamburger? Oh my gosh. The poor child. I guess she didn't think the blood was supposed to be left in it when you cooked it. I don't know. You found one on Amazon, Joanne? It did taste very good. She got all the water and the chemicals mixed up in her ground beef. I used to years ago. I don't have time or money to go to flea markets anymore. And we don't usually have one here. I have to drive, I don't know, about 30 minutes away to go to the closest one, if they have it there again. They used to have a huge flea market in Weatherford, and it was called First Monday. They'd have all kind of flea market stands set up, and then on one section of one street they had a huge produce market. Everything you could imagine out of the garden you could buy in there. But it was the first Monday of every month. I guess they still have it over there. I don't know. Years ago, we went over there quite often to it. Yep, that's how we learn. Through trial and error. I remember when I was taking home ec in high school, the first full meal we cooked I was in there with some other girls, and we made barbecued pork chops, creamed potatoes, and I think we had garden peas to go with it. And it was good. I was surprised. But I'd been helping my mom cook before then. So I did at least know a little bit about cooking. I think the other girls did too, because they were all from southern families. They probably cooked almost as much as their mom did, with them growing up. I used to help my mom cook stuff all the time, because she was working one time and she didn't get home till right at supper time. And a lot of times she might have told me to take a chicken out, or she'd put out a chicken to thaw out, and I'd have it cut up, and most of the time already frying by the time she got home. I love milk toast for breakfast. You buttered and toast white bread under the broiler, then heat milk with butter in it in a saucepan. When the milk's hot, pour it over the toast in a bowl. I've never heard of that, Laura. I don't have a little toaster, so mine would have to go in the broiler. If I've ever made liver, is that what that is? It's behind the heart. I can't see it. Oh, yeah, I see his question now. Have you ever made liver? I think I made beef liver here a long time ago, but I've got some up in the freezer I need to cook. So I'll be cooking and doing another video on cooking liver. Yeah, I've never heard of milk toast before. Looks like that would get your bread all soggy. Huh, I've never heard of it. I bet it's good. Yeah, I've done a video on chicken livers way back, and I've done one on beef liver. But I can always do more. Liver and a crap load of onions. Yeah, I love fried liver with onions and really nice, good brown gravy. Oh my God. I'm in heaven. Sheila said, you did a video on it, Linda. I watched it even though I hated liver. Oh, it's supposed to get soggy. Okay. But you toast your bread first, and then you put it in a bowl and pour your milk over it and salt and pepper. Huh. I never thought of doing that. I don't think I've ever heard of anybody doing it before, but I bet it's good. Homemade everything says I love chicken livers, but the beef liver goes in my homemade dog food. I love beef liver if it's cooked the way I like it. I like to bread it, fry it, take it out of the pan, make my gravy, slice up my onions in there and cook them a little bit, and then put my liver back in it. And just let it sit in that gravy for 5 or 10 minutes. And then put it on some mashed potatoes. Oh, that's so good. I seen your video with the liver and gravy. I never heard of it. Well, I found out here I was craving some liver and onions. And I went to Fort Worth with some friends. And we stopped by this cafeteria. And they told me they had beef liver, fried beef liver in there. Or no, they said they had liver and onions is what they told me. And I said, oh yeah, man, I'm going to get me some liver and onions for lunch. Got up there, and it was liver seasoned. It was not breaded. And it was cooked in a pan in the oven with onions. And that was it. There was basically no gravy with it. It was just plain liver with salt and pepper and what seasoning they put on it, and then the sliced liver's cooked in it. I didn't care too much for that. I had my heart set on that pretty brown gravy and beef liver and onions. Oh my God. And I was really disappointed when I saw what they had. I said, well, it's good, but I said, that's not the liver and onions I was wanting. And they said, well, what kind do you want? I said, I batter or bread my beef liver and fry it. And then I take it out of the pan and I make a gravy with the drippings, a really good gravy, brown gravy. And then I add my onions and cook them about half done. And then I put my liver back in and let it cook for another 10 minutes. Take it out, put it on some mashed potatoes, and that is the best the best beef liver you'll ever have. Nancy says, I'm like you, Linda. I want mine with gravy. Yeah. I think it was Luby's Cafeteria we stopped at in Fort Worth. And this has been years ago. I mean, like I said, it was good, but it was just not the liver and onions and the brown gravy that I was expecting. Yeah, it's been years ago that I went there with those people. He taught me how to make gravy. It's very, very good for you. Good, yeah. I figured that's what you meant, Grandma Teresa, was good. Hey, Nancy. How are you doing? Oh, yeah, I love chicken fried steak, and then you make that gravy with it. Oh. But here in the restaurants, they make the milk gravy with the chicken fried steak. And sometimes I switch around. One time I might make the milk gravy with it, and other times I might make the brown gravy that goes with it. They're both good. And there's April. Hello, April. I didn't know I was going live tonight until Susan told me I was. I used it as an excuse not to have to go back out and mow. Oh, wow, Patty C. I bet yours was good. Oh, wow, Janet Jacob from Central Myrtle Beach. That's not too far from my hometown. I used to make it a point to go through Myrtle Beach every time I went home. And it was a little bit out of the way, not a whole lot, but I'd cut down through Myrtle Beach and then go the coastal route up toward Wilmington just to cruise through Myrtle Beach. Sometimes I'd stop and get lunch there, a hamburger and some fries or something. You fry your liver in bacon grease. I do too sometimes if I have the bacon grease. Yeah, it's been years ago that we stopped at Luby's Cafeteria. But I remember now that it was a Luby's. And like I said, the liver was good, but it just wasn't the brown gravy that I was expecting. Oh, I've cooked chicken and rice all my life. I was raised on chicken and rice. And it seemed like I've got a video on it, an older video. A video with chicken and rice. I got one with chicken and pasta. I got one with chicken and dumplings. Yeah, bacon grease gives everything a good taste. Well, I season my food sometimes like I did my beans when I cooked that pot of beans. You know, I put 2 strips of bacon in the pot, cooked the bacon a little bit before I put the beans in there. And it just adds a little bit of flavor to your beans and it makes them really good. Sheila said, yes, Jana, Debbie is not wanted here. What Debbie are y'all talking about? Geraldine wants to send you a gift. Well, get my email address and I'll send you my mailing address if you don't have it. What about Taco Cabana? We don't have one here. We got Taco Bell and I think Taco Delight or something like that. I had rice and roasted beet today. Yum. I've had watermelon. I don't think I've ever had beet and rice before. Roasted beet. But I imagine it was good. Oh, tropical storm, Debbie. Okay, I got y'all. I've not been watching the news. I didn't even know what they named the new storm. That shows you how up I'm on things. Bread wipes your plate clean of gravy or sauce is involved. Grandma used it, call it a yummy sponge. Yeah. That's what it is, Connie, a yummy sponge. I got good gravy in my plate. I sop it up with something. It don't stay in my plate. Yeah, I never thought about calling it yummy sponge, but that's basically what it is. Yeah, Debbie's not welcome here either. But we don't usually get hardly anything from any of the storms up this way. We're a little bit too far from the coast. That last hurricane that came and hit Texas, we got a little bit of rain out of it, which we needed, but we didn't get any wind or anything bad. A few days of a little bit cooler temperature, and that was about it. He has from the M. That's what my dad called it, Laura. He called it sopping. He'd sop up his gravy. And then after he ate, sometimes he'd want molasses. And he'd take biscuits, the hot biscuits that Mom would bake, and he sopped up his molasses with his biscuit. And I've done it too. I followed him, you know. He got molasses, I got it too, and I sopped it up with my biscuit, and it was good. In fact, I've got a jar of molasses in my cabinet right now. My grandparents were farmers, so my dad grew up on a farm. That was their living. Everything they ate came from the farm, except flour, sugar, and coffee. Blackstrap molasses, that's what my dad called it. He wanted some blackstrap. Your husband did that too. Laura says I'm drooling. I always called gravy gloop and would tell kids to put more gloop on it, and he would get some and say that's not gloop. That's funny. Wilson said, eat bacon fat with bread. Well, most bacon is fat. Oh, there was times, I mean, I love fatback. I mean, that's just the plain salted pork. It has no meat in it at all like the bacon does. And they slice it and fry it just like bacon. It's a little thicker, but it still comes out crispy. I've made sandwiches with that stuff before. I loved it. I have molasses in my cabinet. Sometimes I just eat a teaspoon. There's one of my jars. I got two of them. The other jar is a different brand. Bear Rabbit molasses. Let's see where this came from. I didn't even know what state it come from. I don't know if it tells you. From B&G Foods, New Jersey. Ain't that something? Molasses from New Jersey. Marinara from Subway, and I told her not to put too much gloop on it, and she laughed and said she was going to have to remember that one. That's right, Connie. Nothing like cooking it in bacon grease. Although some people won't eat anything cooked in bacon grease. It's got to be olive oil or no grease. Because they claim that the bacon grease makes their cholesterol go up. I don't know if that's true or not. They used to think that years ago, but today most of the time they tell you that it's not the bacon grease that does it, so I don't know. Rabbit. Get a rope. My grandma lived to be 91 and cooked herself bacon every morning. See? I sometimes don't really think it has a whole lot to do with what you're eating. I really don't. Well, this happens to be some that was sent to me from one of my subscribers. But I've got a jar somewhere in my cabinet that's from Walmart. I don't remember the brand of it. But I do know this is the one that my anonymous sender sent to me. Moderation in everything. Yep, you got that right. Yeah, seems like everything's bad for you nowadays. It don't matter what it is. Yep, our bodies need a certain amount of cholesterol. And you know, there's this young guy, fitness guy, that he comes on his videos on the news a lot. And he's telling everybody that dieting is not the way to lose weight. Cutting out carbs is not the way to lose weight. Keto is not the way to lose weight. But I never stuck around to get to the end of the video to find out what he was telling you and how he was telling you to lose weight. Because I figured by the end of the video, he's going to be asking for money that I didn't have. Yeah, I've done that, Connie. And if I don't have bacon grease, I just season it with olive oil. I'll put a little bit of olive oil on it. Not much, but I knew what moderation was. My pants would fit. Sometimes I can't depend on moderation. I just eat. They read the jar and said New Jersey. Then one of them says, get a rope. I don't remember exactly what cabinet I even put my other jar of molasses in. I've got food in two different cabinets, so I don't know which one I put it in. Or three cabinets. The one up here, down here, and under the sink. And I don't remember where it was. I don't want to have to look for it right now. I just knew this was right in the front, so I just pulled it out. Well, growing up, I never worried about what I would eat. I never worried about getting fat. I just ate what was in front of me. And when I was on my own, I ate what I could afford to buy and cook. Never worried about gaining weight, and I was always slim as a rail. But I'm not slim now. But like I said, part of the weight that I have now is not from eating. It's a little bit from the fluid my body's holding from the lymph nodes, the missing lymph nodes in my arm over here. One word, leggings. Yeah, you can't go on a diet to lose weight. You have to basically change the way you eat. You have to leave off all the candies, the sugars, and cakes, and I mean, you can eat in moderation, but because that's how I lost a ton of weight before, and everybody's kept fussing to gain weight. You're too thin. You look anorexic, and I was eating like a horse, but I was eating baked, broiled, or grilled meat with no seasoning, nothing added. I was eating baked or broiled potatoes with no butter. I was eating all the vegetables I wanted, but you couldn't season them with anything. And I lost a ton of weight. It was when everybody kept fussing at me to gain weight, that I forced myself to eat the chocolate cake, forced myself to eat the candy, forced myself to eat the fried chicken instead of the baked chicken. And I am so sorry I did that. I should not have listened to anyone and just let them gripe about it. Because I lost all that weight. I got down to a size 1 or smaller. But I was fine. I mean, I felt good. I had plenty of energy. But at first it was kind of difficult to eat that way. But after I started eating food prepared like that, I didn't want fried chicken. I did not want a chocolate cake. I didn't want a lot of the fattening foods anymore. And the food I was eating actually tastes good. I remember because when my mom and a bunch of my family fussed at me to start gaining weight, the first mouthful of chocolate cake I took, I had to spit it out. It was like putting a spoonful of sugar in my mouth. I couldn't take it. I couldn't handle it. I had to spit it out. And the first piece of fried chicken that I bit into, it was like trying to eat pure grease. You couldn't taste the chicken at all. It was like grease. And I said, oh my God, how did I ever love fried chicken? How did I ever love chocolate cake? I can't even eat it now. I wish I was like that right now and couldn't eat it all. But once you force yourself to go back and eat all that stuff, then you start craving it again. Patty, you leaving us? If you are, you have a good night. Have a good day at work tomorrow. Just a spoonful of sugar makes the medicine go down. Well, thank you. I bought it to match my shorts that I've got on. I don't think you can see my shorts, but well, no matter what I do, can you see my shorts? My shorts are turquoise. So when I bought the shirt, I said, well, I've got a pair of pedal pushers and a pair of shorts that'll match the blouse because it's got a lot of turquoise in it. Kevin said, what's work? LOL, I'm retired. I'm retired too, and I work harder now than I did when I was holding down a full-time job, Kevin. Yes, I can see your ankle. Your grandson is going to be 1 this month, and he spits out any meat. Might be the texture. It might be. And I got little buddy scratching at my door again. I'm gonna ignore him this time. I'm not giving him any more treats. He'll eat that whole container full of treats if I let him. And then he won't eat no food. Thanks, Connie. But I can't afford just to buy a $9 container of treats and let him just eat the whole thing every day. But I reordered more, and this just come the other day. Look how much is left in the container. Because every 5 or 10 minutes he comes through the door, scratching on the door, wanting to come in because he's wanting more treats. And he'll do it all day long if you let him, till this is gone. And I can't let him do it. I can't afford to buy these every day. Not at like almost $9, a box. I mean, that's too much. I'll give him tuna fish or something else. I don't know. Yeah, and he does get tuna fish. Sometimes instead of the cat food, I'll just open a cheap can of tuna fish. And he loves it. He'd rather have the tuna fish than have cat food. But I can't afford to buy the tuna fish every day either for him. The cat food's a little bit cheaper than the tuna fish. Yep, give him an inch and he'll take a mile. He'll eat a mile. That's exactly right. I've got him spoiled. He knows if he scratches at the door, I let him in, he's going to get a treat. He's already trained to do that. But he's going to get untrained because he can't get it every time he wants to come in. Yeah, maybe they forget they had it already. Well, if you'd rather have, if you had something you really liked, and you could go knock on someone's door and they'd let you in and give it to you every time, wouldn't you keep going back? Would you want to go eat anything else if you knew you could get what you like better by scratching on the door and going in? And little buddy's learned that. He knows he can scratch on the door. He'll come in. I'll give him some treats. So now he wants to do it every 15 minutes. And talk about spoiled chihuahuas. Tuna can be cheaper than some canned cat food. It's crazy how much. Oh, I know. Well, the cheapest I've seen the cat food is like 89 cents a can, but I don't know what kind it is. It's some that I saw at the store. I haven't tried it yet. And other than that, I think there's some that's $1 a can. And then I find the tuna fish at that new dollar store that was $1 a can. So I bought a couple of cans of that. And I just give half a can to each one of the cats, you know, on top of their other cat food. But I buy the canned cat food by the case. It's in a, well, it's like this. Cans like this. And I buy a case of it at a time because they get a can a day, you know, and their dry food and their treats. But I think that the 32 can case, the last one I got was $22 for the case. Now, this is it's like the turkey and cheese dinner and the chicken and whatever dinner. It's mostly the poultry. It does have some fish, I think, but not much. But you can get some of the assorted fish in a 32 can case, and it costs more. Yeah, so buying it by the case of 32, I spent about 71 cents a can for the food. But even buying it 71 cents a can, it adds up. Especially now when I'm feeding 2 cats with it. My anonymous subscriber sent me she's been sending cat food like crazy. And then the last case that she sent, I used all of it, and this is a case here that I bought, but I've already used about a third of this case of the 32 cans, so I've got about 20 some cans left, maybe 21 cans left in there, and I've got one of the great big bags of cat food that she sent that I just opened the other day because I had 2 other bags of a different kind of cat food that I'd been feeding them. So it can get expensive just feeding 1 or 2 kittens, you know, or cats. Well, I know they like the chicken and the turkey because they've eaten it before. And they will eat the fish that you get in the cans. And they'll eat the beef. So far, they'll eat all of it. And I tried to get the assorted kind so they don't have to eat the same thing all the time. Yeah, I haven't had to throw any cat food away yet. Oh, wow. Walmart closed yesterday in Myrtle Beach because of Debbie coming in. Well, yeah, because Myrtle Beach is right there. They're on the coastline, so they're going to get a good part of that Debbie's coming in. Kevin, I need a pallet case because I'm so addicted. The cases are $27 there. Well, I've looked online in some places, the same ones I pay $22 a case for are 30 some dollars depending on where you buy them. So I've been getting mine from Amazon. And I checked the prices in Walmart, and I think they were $1 higher than Amazon. And I'm with Prime, so I just order it from Amazon, save the $1, and it helps pay the Prime fee every month, which is, I think, like 14 something now. But then I don't have to pay shipping, which adds up if you don't have Prime. Tippy's starting to eat other things other than baby food. Well, that's good to hear, Susan. That's what I give my cat. I only give my cat Temptations once a day. Those are very high in calories. What, the cat treats? Maybe that's why they like them the best. They're like candy to them. But yeah, that little old container of cat treats is $9 a carton for that. That's expensive for cat treats. And if I buy the smaller quantities in like the dollar store, you're going to pay $1.25 for one little bag. You give it to your cat 2 times and it's gone. And little buddy'd eat the whole bag at one time if you'd give it to him. Homemade Everything says I had a dog named Tippy. 17 years and I had him the whole time. I'm going to grow peppers, not going to buy canned peppers no more. Oh, well, good for you, Wilson. And like I said, you can, when you eat your peppers, when they grow, save your seed out of them. Lay them out on some paper towels and let them dry, and then put them in a paper envelope and save them from next year, and you'll have plenty of peppers to plant for next year. Kevin, what if I dumpster dive? Would you still love me? Yes, I would, Kevin. I've never dumpster dived, but I've watched some videos a while back where that's how people make their money. They go dumpster diving in all the different towns around them, all the different big stores, and they get all this old merchandise that was thrown away. And sometimes it's pretty good stuff. Sometimes it's brand new items that they throw away. And they resell it. They put it up on, what is it? Amazon? Not Amazon. Sometimes they put it up on these websites where you can sell, like sell older stuff. Basically kind of like Poshmark. And I sell stuff on Poshmark. But it's all stuff that I've had. Or stuff that I've got that's new that I want to sell. That's not something that comes out of a dumpster. But people have made a good living off of doing that. What is that website? I'm trying to think of the name of it. Where they like bid off some of the merchandise. eBay, yeah, eBay. And I've sold stuff on eBay before, and I couldn't think of the name of it to save my life. Yeah, I've seen women that they go dumpster diving and they go places and collect clothes that people have thrown away or given away, and they come home, laundered them, cleaned them up, hung them up, and took pictures and posted them on eBay, and that's how they make their living. They're making good money at it, but they've got one whole great big room or like their attic that they can store that in, and they have a place they can set up like an ironing board or a steamer that you can fix the clothes wrinkle free to take pictures, and they got a backdrop that they can take pictures of. I don't have that kind of room here. I have to hang them up on my door or something. A lot of stuff is not a very good picture that I take and try to list to sell stuff. I think that's one reason it don't sell any better than it does. But I do the best I can. Yep, one man's junk is another man's treasure. You're exactly right. Dumpster dive king. Greg's List. Yeah, there's a lot of websites you can sell used stuff or some new stuff. I'm having fun with YouTube. I'd rather do YouTube because I can get on here and chat with my subscribers, and I don't have to sell you something to make my money. I just want you to, I'll be selling you all my videos. You just watch my videos. You don't have to buy anything. I still have my stuff up on Poshmark, but I'm not as active with it, you know, as a lot of people. Because I've got a bedroom now that's stacked up with stuff that I got listed and other stuff that came in from YouTube, and I don't have room in this little house. But I'd rather just stick with my YouTube videos. I like doing that better. Oh, yes, Michelle. Cats can get picky sometimes. That's just the way Buddy is. Little Buddy wants these cat treats, especially these because they got catnip in them. He'd eat that all day and he wouldn't touch his other food. But when he realizes he's not getting any more, he'll go eat his other food. Yep, exactly. They go through anywhere where they think they can get stuff to sell. They'll even go to resale shops or Salvation Army and buy stuff for a couple of dollars and put it on the websites and, up the price on it and sell it. Exactly, Connie. That stuff on the curb is sometimes nicer than what I got in my house. I don't have the time or anything else or the ability to go around to do that because I couldn't lift that stuff. It takes men to do that kind of stuff. But they make good money at it, but I'll stick with YouTube. And sometimes I'll order something that I can't return. Maybe it was on some kind of special sale that all sales are final or whatever. And I'll take a chance and order it. And maybe then after I get it, I can't use it. So I'll put it up for sale. Yeah, if you know what you're looking for, you can find some good stuff. Like they found shoes. The shoes were in excellent shape, almost like brand new, that people have thrown away. You go through these ritzy high dollar neighborhoods, you can get a lot of good clothing, shoes, you name it, that they throw away and sell it. Name brand stuff. I'd like to try just for fun. I'm not worried. I'm worried about the law. Yeah, it'd be my luck. I'd ride down the street and be stopped by the cops and want to know what am I doing cruising around the neighborhood. In fact, that did happen to me one time. When I was back years ago when I had to go to the cancer center in Fort Worth, I would cut through this shorter route by the YMCA and through this little small neighborhood to get to I-20 instead of going around the way I always went just by the interstate. And the speed limit was like 30, something like that, going through there. So I was going slow, just trying to abide by the speed limit. I didn't want to get a speeding ticket. I was stopped by a cop. And I said, "Excuse me, have I done something wrong?" He said, "Well, no," but he said, "Usually people that are cruising as slow as you are going through here are looking to pick up some of the garbage that people are throwing out." I said, "No." I said, "I'm just trying to abide by your speed limit sign." I said, "I'm on my way to the cancer center. I don't want anything to do with these people's thrown away stuff." And I thought to myself, why would he care anyway if somebody saw something that somebody put out next to their garbage and was going to throw it away? Why would he care if somebody stopped and picked it up? But that's not what I was doing. And he just said, "Okay, well, have a good day." I said, "Man, I can't believe it. I'm abiding by the speed limit and I get stopped because I'm cruising through there slow him thinking I'm looking at through the looking at the garbage, seeing if there's anything I can pick up that's sitting out there on the curb. Good Lord. You can't even be a law-abiding citizen and be right nowadays. Yeah, that's ridiculous. Why even bother to stop someone that's going the speed limit through a neighborhood, residential neighborhood, homes on each side. You got speed bumps, so you can't go very fast. And he just knew I was going slow because I was looking at the garbage people threw away next to their trash cans and stuff. It's like, give me a break, dude. I thought to myself, if the speed limit wasn't what it was, I wouldn't be going through here slow. I mean, in fact, I was going a little over the speed limit through there one day, and one did stop me and told me to slow down, that was a residential neighborhood. So I slowed down. And then I get stopped because I'm going the speed limit or slower. Can't win for losing. I can't win. Put coach meant couch. I mean, I can see people, if they know the brands and they know what they're looking for, they can go in a place like Goodwill or Salvation Army, and they can pick up some good buys and then resell it and make a couple of dollars on it. But I don't even go to Fort Worth anymore. The only reason I'd go to Fort Worth is if I've got to go up there to get on I-20 to go to North Carolina. Because there's nothing in Fort Worth I need to go up there for anymore. We've got so many stores here in Granbury. I can shop right here. I don't have to go all the way up. Now, the only store that I would really want to go up there for is DSW. I love DSW shoes. And that used to be the only place I could get narrow shoes after Sears quit carrying them and JCPenney. I found that I could go to DSW to get them. And now they don't carry the narrow widths. Everything is medium or wide. And sometimes the mediums will fit. It just depends on the brand of the shoe and how the shoe's made. I found usually if the shoe is an Italian brand, they're made a little smaller than the other brands of shoes. Kevin says, I live in Shelby County in Alabama. It's corrupt. Oh no. When I saw Shelby County, I thought to myself, oh, you live in Shelby, North Carolina? That's close to where my ex-husband lives. But then I saw Alabama. Yeah, books are expensive. What did Wilson find? I missed his statement. Everybody's telling him it was a good score. Well, I don't know. So Linda was just flirting with you? Who am I flirting with? Oh, the cops? Maybe that's what it was. I don't know. Oh, okay. I missed his comment. He found a box of books that were in good shape. Yeah, books are expensive, yeah. And you never know, you might find a valuable book sometime like that. I tell you, when we first moved to Granbury, I was driving a 1978 LTD, great big car. I called it the tuna boat. And I was this little bitty 100-pound thing with this big curly afro that everybody was wearing. My daughter said my head was bigger than my body. Every time I'd go out to town, I was pulled over. And all they were doing was checking my license, you know, checking the registration. And they let me go. They didn't give me a ticket for anything. I wasn't doing anything wrong. But it was the fact that I didn't fit my car. Well, after I got rid of that car, I didn't get stopped again until I had my 2000 red Cavalier. And I got stopped in that a couple of times. But most of the time I didn't get a ticket. They were just stopping to ask for registration or proof of insurance or whatever and let me go. I haven't been stopped at all with my Nissan. And I've had it since what? December of 78? No. December of 2018 is when I bought it. And it is a 2018, but I bought it in December of that year. So it was basically already a year old when I bought it, but it was new. And it tickled me. I took it into Nissan one day to get it serviced. And I had not even hit 20,000 miles with it, I don't think. Yeah, it's 6 years old. I took it into Nissan and they said, you know, that a car like this is made to drive. Because I had it for like 6 years and I've only just now turned 20,000 miles on it. It's still a brand new car. I said, well, I'm not working anymore. I don't go anywhere except to the store and back. And it takes me just a couple of miles to get to the store and back. I said the most miles I put on it is my trips to North Carolina, which is only about once a year or once every 2 years, or either driving to see my son or my kids, you know, which is about an hour and a half away. And I don't go there very much because it's so far and I've got so much to do here. And he works all the time. And on his days off, he's got a ton of stuff to do. He's got to do his shopping, his bill paying, his yard work. You know, and the last thing he wants to do is entertain somebody. So I don't do a whole lot of driving. Why do you need a lawyer, Kevin, to get it? There should be a lawyer that's handling the will. If it's in the will for you to get the money, I don't see the problem, even if your sister's protesting it. This attorney should still give you the money, or whoever's got charge of the will, the estate. Don't ask. Oh, well. I know you said your sister was trying to get it, but I wouldn't think she'd have a leg to stand on if it was written up in the will, if the money's to be divided up and you get a certain amount. I don't see that she could do anything about it. Yeah, I don't think she could do anything about it. Written up in the will, she gets her part and you get yours, plain and simple. Whoever's probate over the estate that's handling the will, they've got to give you your part. Don't think hell is a bad word. No, hell's a place, isn't it? Yeah, it's useless to contest a will. It's a legal document. There's nothing she can do to change it. The only way she could possibly do something like that is to prove through court and through the medical profession that you're not stable or fit enough to handle your own account. She'd have to prove that you're not suitable to handle your own money, that you need somebody to handle it for you. And that's going to be hard to do. Hi, Crafty Shabby Shack. How are you doing this evening? Yeah, it's not as easy to change a will as people think. You just can't go in and say, well, I don't like that. I want to be in charge of his money, and that's going to happen, because it ain't. Oh, that's what she's doing? She's trying to prove that you're not mentally competent enough to handle your own money? Well, I'm sorry she's doing that, but she's got to get doctors and every other kind of legal documentation to prove that, Kevin. I just went through that with my sister's estate. Been a year now and finally got the rights to her. Wow. Got the rights to her estate. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to tell him, Connie. She's got to have proof in writing that you're not fit to handle your money or something to be able to change that will. Well, she's not only got to have a good reason, but she's got to prove that reason. She just can't go in there and say, "Hey, I want his money," and get it, or be the overseer of his money. Exactly, Connie. Even if she was to prove something like that, you could say that you don't want her to be the one that's govern your money. You can assign it to someone else to be the executor over the estate that you're getting. You've not talked to the judge. Yeah, you'll need someone to kind of back you up to say there's nothing wrong, that you can't handle your own affairs. And then you would probably need an attorney to back it all up. Oh, really, April? I did pick my other watermelon. I picked my other little bitty watermelon. I just haven't cut it yet. I didn't want it to get it over right by leaving it out there like the other one. So I figured if I go ahead and pick it now, that when I cut it, it'll be okay. And I'm going to probably cut it tomorrow. Because they're supposed to be the little watermelons. They're not the great big ones. They're the little bitty ones. And the skin is really thin on them, or the peeling. Now that other one, the whiter looking watermelon or the yellow, it has a real thick rind on it, about an inch thick. Oh, that's what you just did since your last talk. You got an attorney to finalize it in your name. Good deal. I cut it into long strips like popsicles. Just grab and go. Linda here, a melon grower, said to look for the little lateral just down from the melon. It is dry. It's ready to be picked. You know, I knew there was some way to tell, and I remember being told that or saw it in a video or something. And when I was out there thinking about picking it, I couldn't remember what I was supposed to look for. You can't grow watermelon there. It's too rainy. Well, it looks like that'd be the best place to grow them, because you have to keep a lot of water to your vines or your plant, you know, where the roots are. I've got to put the compost tea to mine tomorrow, and I'm going to put some of that lime to each one of my watermelon plants. It's a tiny weird thing. Yeah, the other one was pretty tiny too, but it was already too ripe. It was all mushy, kind of. It had gotten ripe, and I left it there because I didn't think it was ready to be picked. And if I'd have picked it a week sooner, it had been just right. Yeah, just right for one person. That's what I was thinking. That's the reason I wanted to grow the little ones, because I said usually the stuff grows smaller here anyway than it does anywhere else because of the heat. You know, it kind of stunts its growth, even though it will mature. So I said those little individual watermelons ought to work perfect. Yeah, it's a tiny wee thing. But you know, you go in the store and they have the little ones in the store, little bitty ones. And they're usually just as costly as the big ones, I found. Not much cheaper. Kevin says, so sorry, I'm going to not talk to my own sister. She is sick, so can your viewers look up a good lawyer for me? I will tell you what you need to know. Please help. I don't know any attorney. I don't hardly ever, I don't go through attorneys for anything. And the attorney that I would have suggested lives here, he's not here anymore. He went back to Hawaii for where he's from. He was always my attorney when I needed someone years ago. But he was born and raised in Hawaii, and he decided to retire. So he sold his practice and he moved back to Hawaii. He said, I don't worry about flying. He said, when I get on the plane, I order a drink. And I figured there's no need to worry, because if the plane's going to go down, the plane's going to go down. You just well put your head between your legs and kiss your ass goodbye. He used to tickle me to death. You live in Shelby County, Alabama. Yeah, I could not recommend a good attorney because I don't have a clue, Kevin. I do not have a clue. Yeah, that's good advice, Shabby Shack. Pick an attorney that will listen to your concerns without paying him money till you're sure he's working your best interest. Because a lot of them that are good attorneys will give you a free consultation. You can go in and tell them what the problem is. They can give you advice on how to deal with it. And then you can decide whether you want them to be your attorney or not. I mean, you may go through 2 or 3 attorneys just going in by getting a free consultation till you find one that you think would work best for you. Or you may hit it lucky and hit the first one. Yes, that's exactly right. People should be protected, especially a person with a disability or a perceived disability. Exactly. Yeah, that's a good idea, home state everything. He can Google estate attorneys in his area and then start calling a couple of them and, just check around. You'd want an estate attorney, someone that deals with estates. They know what they're doing usually, and they know how to help you because they've dealt with that stuff before. I mean, that's why they're estate attorneys, is they deal with people contesting wills and trying to change wills and all kind of stuff. Yeah, don't let them run you over. There's a lot of money in the estate. Just a warning. Yeah, don't let them try to charge you half of your estate to get it for you. you know, they're not entitled to half just because they're going to help you get it in your name. Yep, check the ratings as well. I tell you, the best attorney that I found here in this town was the county attorney. Years ago, the one I just talked about that retired and he went back to Hawaii because that's where he was from. So he went home. He was the best attorney that I could have ever had for anything. And you would think because he's a county attorney, he'd only deal with the county affairs and stuff. But no, he dealt with divorces. He dealt with a lot of other stuff. And he was the best attorney I could have ever found. So I don't know the situation. I don't know who your county attorney is. You might just talk to your county attorney and see what they say about the situation. They might could help you pretty good. And they may not charge you as much as some estate attorney would. And there's Kai. Hello, Kai. You're at your parents' helping them change out ceiling fans. I wish my ceilings were high enough to have fans. I can't put a ceiling fan in this house. The ceilings are too low. Yeah, I got a settlement from workers' comp when I was injured. And I just got some off the wall attorney. And when the county attorney found out who I used and what I got, he said, "Oh my God," he said, "I wish you'd have come to me." He said, "I'd have got you X amount of dollars for the rest of your life." Instead, I took one lump sum settlement and got so much less because that's what they advised me to do. But my county attorney said, "No, that's not the best." He said, "If you'd have come to me," he said, "I'd have fixed you up good for the rest of your life because you would have got a check coming in as long as you live, not just a lump sum settlement." So my advice is just check around, Kevin. Call your county attorney. If you don't like what he tells you, call somebody else. Go see another attorney. Check with several of them before you decide who you want to use. Find out which one offers you the best deal to get your money. Exactly, Shabby Shack. They need to do their investigation. They need to check out the attorneys, see which one's going to work the best for them, that's going to give them closer to what you want them to give them, or what you want them to give you, and then make your decision on what attorney you're going to use after that. That's all you can do. I mean, if I was in that situation right now, I would not have a clue as who to go to. I just have to look online, or I'd have to go to town, start not, going indoors of attorneys' offices and go in there and get my free consultation and just see what they told me. Yeah, and find some good friends you trust to help you out. And I'm so sorry you're going through that, Kevin. I mean, that stuff shouldn't even happen. I'm not sure I've got that right. I thought I had it written down. Well, I was trying to find Kevin's channel address, and I don't know sure if I remember how to spell all of it. I don't know if that's right or not, Kai. I don't think I spelled it right, did I, Kai? If the money is a large amount, you could put the majority in a trust and put the other in an account for you to have a certain amount distributed each month. Automatic withdrawal for exactly, Connie. He sure could. I know I spelled it wrong. And I had it written down over here. I tried looking up just Kai Ellis one time, and it gave me so many other. And here I am fixing to do it all over again. Hey, hello, Kai 808. If y'all like watching videos of Hawaii, go to Kai Ellis's website, the Hello Guy 808. He's got a few pretty good videos up there. He don't have many up yet, but he's got some pretty neat ones. I misspelled it the first time. He had to post it. It's HAOLEGUY 808. No, we don't, Kai. That's one thing a friend of mine told me. They have roaches so big in Hawaii you would not believe it. And he said, especially at night, you can't walk out on the beach because there's great big old roaches everywhere. They're gigantic. And I don't know if it's true, but they tell me in Hawaii to spray your house for the bugs and the roaches, they literally have you move out of the house. I mean, you got to go get you a motel room for the night. And they tent your house and spray your house and leave it tented overnight to kill the roaches and bugs that get inside. Is that true, Kai? In April, if April's still here? Yep. You got roaches so big there, they'd carry you off. You need a hotel for 3 days to get your house sprayed because you got to tent it. Keep all that poison inside for 3 days till it kills those bugs. Wow. Well, I guess the bigger they are, the harder they are to kill, too. It's called tinning, yeah. I heard about all that. I just didn't know how true it all was. Yeah, and it's thousands. I can imagine it'd be several $1,000s to get your house tinted and sprayed like that. Oh, that's only when you first move in or you have a big problem. I also heard if you open anything, you got to put it in an airtight container or the bugs and the ants and stuff will get in it. Probably about like it is here with the ants. I've got to put everything I open in an airtight container or the ants will get in it. I don't care how clean you keep your house. You can't leave like sugar, an open cereal box, or anything. Yep, they'll eat it up. The ants are that bad here in Texas where I'm living. Oh my God, we've got so many ants, it's ridiculous. And they're those red ants that hurt like crazy when they bite. And then they leave a big welt on your foot or your leg or wherever they bite you. These ones are 4 inches long. That's a big roach. Oh my God. Ugh. Yeah, we got fire ants. Those old big red ones, and I'll tell you, they hurt. We got a few of the black ones too, but the red ones are just everywhere. And I keep poison put out, but you put the poison granules on this ant hill, and all of a sudden another one will pop up over there. You got to do that one, and then it goes up over there. It's like you chase them around the yard if you don't get the queen first. Well, it don't get cold enough in Hawaii to kill them. That's what it is. It doesn't get to freezing there to where it'll kill the bugs. So they just keep growing and multiplying. They explode when you smack them. I've got a mouthful of Oh my gosh. Got a mouthful on the road. Am I am I the only one laughing at that? I could just picture you doing that. I know it's gross, but it's also funny. Oh. See, it does me good to go live because I get to cut up with everybody. That's why I wear those boots out there in the garden or cutting the grass. I wear the boots. And then sometimes an ant will get on the boot and it'll crawl up the boot and get on my leg. And before I know it, I got an ant on the back of my neck. And I feel him crawling around and I reach back there and I grab him and it's an ant. And sometimes they'll bite me before I know they're on me. But I get bit less wearing the boots than I do if I've got sandals or something on. So I wear the boots even though they're hot to wear. I'd rather my foot be a little hot than to get ant bit. Because there was one summer I didn't wear the boots. I didn't have any. And my poor feet, my ankles were terrible with red spots where the ants had bit me. Because they'll swell up and then they get that white pus blister in the middle of it. And it makes your feet look terrible with all these bites all over you because they swell up real bad. Yeah, but they're in my yard and I put out ant poison all the time for them. But it's almost like they've gotten immune to the ant granules and they eat it for food or something. I don't know. Well, like I say, you get rid of this hill and all of a sudden one's popped up over here. Chase them around the yard. And I keep ant granules around the edge of my house, trying to keep them from coming in the house. I mean, I get ant poison. I'll show you. I get a great big old bag like this of ant poison. This is 10 pounds of ant poison, y'all. It's already opened and I've used some of it out, but that's 10 pounds of ant poison. It covers 8,000 square feet. And I meant to put it in the shed and I've still got it sitting in my hallway. So yeah, ants are serious around here. Mix vinegar and water and spray. It helps. Huh, I didn't know about vinegar and water for ants. But you know what? I sprayed the pepper spray on my okra one evening. I have not seen any ants on my okra plant since. So it'll keep the worms away. It'll keep bugs off of your plants. And I don't think the grasshoppers like it either. And it definitely keeps the ants off your okra plants because the ants were eating my okra up, just ruining my okra. And I sprayed it good with that pepper spray one night. And I said, well, we'll see if this will work on you. Didn't see none the next day at all, and there's none out there. They don't like pepper spray. The only thing is you got to spray every time it rains. You know, if it rains, it's going to wash it off, so you'll have to respray. But I can do that, keep the ants off of my okra. Pulling weeds or moving brick, then they are all nasty. Yep. Will help with ants. Vinegar or rosemary, they hate it. Well, I've noticed I don't see any ants around my rosemary plant out there. Maybe it'll help keep them off the tomatoes too. Well, you know, they always said that if you plant plenty of hot pepper plants around your yard, it helps keep ants and bugs and everything away because they don't like pepper. They don't like the plants. That's one reason I started planting a lot of hot pepper in my yard. And then I started making cowboy candy out of it and cowboy relish and one thing or another. And I didn't think of making a spray with it years ago, but I'm glad I did now because it works. I just need to remember to only spray them in the evening so they have all night for the plant to dry, because you got to spray the leaves, because you don't want to spray the whole plant, leaves and all, in the morning for the hot sun to just cook your leaves wet. It'll steam your leaves if they're still wet when that hot sun hits them. Wilson said, use red pepper flakes around your kitten tops with it. Will keep them away. Really? You think that the hot pepper flakes will keep the cat out of my plant pots? I didn't think of doing that, but it was hogweed, and it can alter your DNA. Wow, I didn't know that. I don't even know what hogweed looks like. I don't think there's any around here that I know of. I don't know. There might be. Yeah, I always try to plant hot peppers, marigolds, because marigolds are good to keep them away too. Yeah, I was up to 50 some a little earlier. I see 51 thumbs up. Kidding about gasoline? Yeah, I'll burn them out. My brother did that one time. There was ants. Oh, God, there were a bad ant hill in my mom's yard. He poured gasoline down the hole and set it on fire. Because you know that their little channels just go out like spider webs. They go everywhere. So he poured that gasoline down in it so it would go, go through all their little tunnels and then set it on fire. Well, they say grits will kill them because they'll, the uncooked grits, they'll eat it. It swells up inside and it bursts their stomach. They say cornmeal will do that. Uncooked cornmeal. Because when it's wet, it swells up. That's why they said not to throw rice out at weddings anymore. Because if the birds eat raw rice, it swells up in their stomach and it'll kill the bird. So that's one reason they told people not to use rice at weddings anymore. To use some, buy bird seed and throw it. You can put bird seed in them little bundles and give them to everybody to throw at the bride, just as good as rice. And it won't hurt the birds. It'll feed them. Android didn't work. Hogweed is found in the north and northeast. An invasive weed blooms with little white flower clusters, have big green leaves, looks similar to maple leaves. Wow. Yeah, I haven't heard any of it around here anywhere, so. Yeah, it worked for that anthill. But they're just like everywhere else. You get rid of one, you got another one come up somewhere else. It's a never-ending battle. You can't totally get rid of them, seems like. Oh my God, we'd be in trouble, Kevin, if ants were as big as humans. Yeah, I know now at weddings they throw bird seed instead. They threw the bird seed at my daughter's wedding. What I've started doing when I see an ant hill, I'll take a handful of the ant granules like in that bag, and I'll just sprinkle it all around the top of that ant hill. And sometimes I'll wet it a little bit and sometimes I won't. But the next day I go out there and look and the ants are gone. It's killed them or run them away. They don't stay when that ant poison's there. Because they usually come up and they take the granules back down in their little tunnels and they end up taking it to the queen and it kills her. So then the whole ant hill's gone. Yeah, if you want to send me a message, send me a message at that email address I just posted. Yeah, if you have a message or anything you want to tell me, just send it to that email address I just posted. HauserLinda49@gmail.com. You said, well, I tried. You tried sending an email? Yeah, but Kevin, if any time you want to send me a message, just send it to that email address I just posted. You gave your phone number. Let's watch the movie. Oh my God, Connie. I can't imagine if our ants were that ever got that big here. We got so many of them. We'd just as well pack up and leave because the ants would rule. Cognitive impairment. I don't know how serious that is, cognitive. There's a lot of things that can cause cognitive impairment. I just looked it up and it said that some things that can help that is playing games, playing an instrument, reading books, other activities may help preserve brain function, even socializing like he's doing now with us on YouTube. So being in my live chat is a form of therapy, Kevin. Hmm. Yeah, you'll get it figured out, Kevin. Just calm down. Try not to stress over it. It's just going to make you upset and sick. Yes, it is, Susan. Because when I looked up that, it said that that was one of the best forms of treatment for it is to socialize. And And he socializes with us. Well, I'm glad you found my live chat, and I'm glad you found my channel, because you got a lot of support here from us, all of us. I just pinned my email address to the top of the live chat, so if you want to copy it down, Kevin, that way you can email me anytime you want to send me a message of any kind. So it's just not a factor. Yes, and I think just as healthy as you are. Well, okay, Kevin. Sounds good. So you might be worrying about it, nothing. Your sister may not have a leg to stand on, really. I mean, chatting with all my subscribers sure helps me emotionally. Like I get on here and I chat and talk and answer some of your comments, and I just have a good time with everybody when I'm live. That's the reason I don't want to be cooking and doing other stuff when I'm live, because if I do that, I can't read the chat and communicate with everybody. Find a doctor who treats Alzheimer's, have him or her test you, then take it to court. Yeah, he could go to the doctor and have a doctor check him out and say that he's fit to handle his own affairs. Exactly, Connie. That's what I need if I needed. Okay, good deal. Just wish we didn't have to type. But guess what? Chat would be a mess. Everyone was all talking at once. Yeah. It'd be like a crazy mob, wouldn't it, Sheila? But you know, that's why I go live on StreamYard sometimes. Because if you get up on StreamYard, you can actually talk and we can hear you. But the last time I went on StreamYard, nobody wanted to get up on the picture with me. But if you're up on StreamYard, up on the stage with me, then every time you say something, everybody can hear you and see you while you're talking. That's usually why I go to StreamYard, is just for that reason, to give everybody a chance to get up on the screen with me and be able to talk. And everybody can hear you instead of typing in a chat. There you go, Connie. That was on one of my shirts that I made. I made a bunch of shirts that had God doesn't make junk. No, it said God doesn't make no junk. Cutest shirts I've ever seen in my life. And I sold every single one of them that I had except just 3 or 4 that I kept for myself and I gave my granddaughter. I still got a couple of the caps with the little boy with his hands folded and, you know, just looking down and it says God didn't make no junk. There you go, Kevin. Exactly. Yeah. If everybody was in my backyard, what a laugh that would be, and so much fun, and we could chat and go dig in the garden. Okay, homemade, we've been on here for, over 3 hours. I didn't realize it was so late. It's almost 11 o'clock. My goodness. We started at 7 or 7:30. Have a good night, homemade everything. Have a good day tomorrow. We'll see you on the next live, which will be tomorrow night, I hope. Yeah, it's been fun. Look how much I've been laughing tonight. I mean, I can't physically see you right now, but I can tell by your comments that you're having a good time too. You're laughing. That's why I love everybody to get up on the screen with me. And I might go through StreamYard tomorrow night if anybody wants to get up there so we can see and hear you. Okay, everybody, we've been on here for 3 hours and 19, almost 20 minutes. I think it's time to call it a night and let y'all get ready for bed and whatever you're going to do, whatever time it is in your time zone. So y'all take care. And don't forget, we've got trivia tomorrow night. So y'all need to come. And I'll go through, well, I need to change it because I've already scheduled, but I can delete that schedule out. And I can go through StreamYard if anybody wants to get up on screen with me. So good night, everybody. Y'all have a blessed night. Love chatting with you. I'm so glad you could come into the live tonight. And I'll see you tomorrow night, hopefully. Bye now. Love y'all.